guy from our congregation. His name is Barry, and he was like the golden boy. And he went to Bethel, and he would come back from Bethel, and my parents would have him for dinner every year when he came back. And one year he came back and he's like, some shit's going down. Ray Franz has left the governing body, and my parents were like missionaries, so the guy that had was like the missionary guy, he left. And so that was a big deal. And so I rode my bike to the library, and I found out that he had written a book, that Ray France had written a book. And it was a review by MJ with Jim Penton, who I later got to meet, and it was in Christianity Today. And so I'm like, holy fuck, there's a book. And so I, rode my bike to the Christian bookstore, and, there was Crisis of Conscience on the shelf. And I'm like, holy fucking shit, right? So, I bought it and I read it, and I'm like, Dad, I think there's some things that we need to address here, because, my dad had like the entire library. He had like, the books going back to like, Russell's,
the Silver Lamp series, the Red Books, the Bible, Studies in the Scriptures.
Yes, yeah. He had all of it.
Isn't it great when your brain's like, I don't know, 'cause I don't care anymore. I'm always like, what is it? I don't know. And it's amazing. I'm so glad I don't care that much. I've lost that part of the brain, and those cells have been reused.
Right?
Recycled.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. Yes. So I'm like, double checking the shit that's in Crisis of Conscience, and my, parents have all the fucking books, and I'm like, holy fucking shit, he's not making this shit up. It's real.
Right. Just for anyone who's not related to this religion, that book, Crisis of Conscience, was written by a leader of the religion who left from his own conscience. He couldn't do it anymore because he realized it was essentially, the gist of the book is they're just making this up as they go. There's no inspired by God. There's no Holy Spirit. There's no God's in control. There's no communication with a higher being or Jesus or something.
Yep.
So he left and did a huge expose